It's time to stop budgeting every month and try something like this instead. Hi everybody, I'm Sara, a self-proclaimed frugal living expert and financial coach over at frozenpennies.com, where I help thousands of people manage money better every single month. Today we're talking about budgets. Yes, budgets. While I was researching for my budgeting course that I just released, I found some interesting topics. While talking to my community and my past clients, one of the biggest reasons why people don't budget is because they've tried before and they failed. They thought that it would run smoothly, it would take them a few minutes each month, and they would have a fantastic money management system that would allow them to spend their money as they see fit while paying off their bills and getting out of debt. Guess what? That didn't quite work. Unplanned expenses will happen. Life happens. It's just that way. Things will get messed up. You'll need to start over again. It's just the way that life works. I have a few tips for you to make your budget work best for you. First, skip the monthly budget and budget by paycheck. If you're budgeting a smaller time period instead of an entire month, this would allow for some wiggle room and some unexpected expenses to naturally come up. Spending 20 minutes each paycheck will allow you to adapt for those changes that are going to normally happen. Budgeting by paycheck will give you a little extra control over where your money goes. Using an app, piece of paper and a pencil, a budget planner, a spreadsheet, doesn't matter. Whatever way works best for you, but it must be done more than once a month. You have to look at your budget more than once. You can't just make a budget and forget about it. It's not going to work. There are way too many variables in life for that to happen. Budgeting by paycheck is the system that works best for you and will allow you to assign fun, bills, and debt all in a smaller time period, making it a little bit more manageable. Doing this every 2 weeks, in our case, gives us some wiggle room for some birthdays that might come up, for emergency vet visits because your dog ate the baby sock again, or when your best friend pops into town after a year because, 2020. It'll give you an opportunity to go out to eat with her because you haven't seen her in so long, or have her over for a barbecue. Wiggle room and adaptivity is easier every 2 weeks, or for some people every week in your budget instead of once a month. If you only budget once a month, your budget will fail. This is a little bit about what my new budgeting course is about. It's got 10 lessons to set you up for success in your budget. It walks you through every single thing that you need to know before you actually start the budget, and then what you actually need to do to create a budget, including some hand-holding, setting up those budgets exactly the way they need to be set up. It's the 10 proven lessons that I have learned over the past 17 years, which also helped us pay off over $70,000 in debt, including our house. Check out the link below to learn more. The next thing I want to talk about are sinking funds. Sinking funds are my saving grace. No matter what happens, within reason, I know that I will have the money for that. So I have a little sinking fund for vet bills in case something happens to my sweet old Bella, who's 15 years old and can barely walk. I have a sinking fund for birthdays and other holidays. I have a sinking fund for miscellaneous stuff. So if Kelly does come in from Virginia, then we can get together and go out and have a drink or some appetizers, or just go for a walk and get some coffee. Every pay period, you're adding an agreed upon amount of money toward a certain little mini savings account, so you prepare yourself for the things to come, whether they be expected or unexpected. A few examples of sinking funds are Christmas, which is the big one, Other holidays like Valentine's Day or birthdays or anniversaries. Also things like car repairs or registration. Miscellaneous stuff, which is just kind of a lump sum that I put everything in. And date nights. Date nights, because sometimes you and your sweetie really just do need to get away. Stuff happens. And if you don't have a plan for your money, then it's sure to mess up anybody's budget. Are you a die-hard budgeter or are you team budget hater? Let me know in the comments if you've ever had a budget, if you hate budgets, or if you love your budget and wouldn't dream of going a paycheck without it. The next tip is to take a deep dive into where you're overspending. As a financial coach and a budget cheerleader, my guess is probably one of those things might be food. We all love our takeouts and our drive-thrus and our romantic dinners on the patio at our favorite restaurant, but take a look at those things to see if they're really killing your budget. Are you overspending in those areas? Can you cut back? Can you decrease the amount of times you pick up a Starbucks coffee or go through McDonald's for your kids? Or could you be overspending on things with wheels and motors? Do you have a large car payment? Do you have too many toys like snowmobiles and motorcycles and campers? Those things can really drain your budget. I want to make this perfectly clear. Having a budget just means that you're telling your money where to go. You're spending your money on the things that you value most, things that are most important to you, and things that have a special place in your heart. Allowing fun to combat frugal fatigue. So when you've got this budget and you're visiting your budget every 2 weeks or every pay period, you're delegating that specific paycheck to specific areas and specific bills. One of those specific areas needs to be fun. Without fun, you're going to fall into this thing called frugal fatigue, where you just get really tired of saving and budgeting all the time. So to combat that, we need to allocate some funds for fun. Each person should have a specific amount of money that they can spend any way that they want. It's super, super important to beat budget burnout. If you really love pedicures each month, you know, the pretty pink toes and the way that the stress just melts off your shoulders as soon as the foot rubbing starts, then use your fun money for that. Make sure you add money for pedicures to your budget. Budgets are not about restriction. They're about freedom. Freedom to spend your money the way that you want to spend your money. Keeping on top of the budget is not something that you can just do once a month. It's something that really needs to happen every single time money comes into your account. If freedom looks to you like going on vacation to the beach or taking your kids to the zoo, then do that. Budget for that. Set aside specific amounts of money per paycheck for those things that bring you joy. If one of the most important things for you is saving for your future or getting out of debt, then make that a priority in your budget every single month. If you like videos about frugal living, saving money, and budgeting, and saving money on groceries too, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, that bell, if you hit that bell, you'll be notified so you won't miss a single video. Lastly, give yourself some grace. When you're first starting out on budgets, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to mess up. It's just what happens. Even me, I've been doing this for 17 years. I still mess up my budget every once in a while. I have an eraser, a big eraser, because I know that those budgets are going to get messed up and I'm going to need to erase. It's okay. Give yourself some grace. A good working budget will come with time. Your past month's budgets will really help determine your present and future budgets. So make sure you keep them, look back on them when you need to, and notice the things that you spend your money on. As you continue to practice, week after week, paycheck after paycheck, and month after month, year after year, you'll get better. You just have to stick with it. Please join me over at frozenpennies.com for more information on budgeting. I'll leave links down below. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.